How do you imagine a physics laboratory? Of course, it looks nothing like the clinic. So you can imagine that it is challenging to take something which has been developed in a laboratory to the hospital. In this video, this is what we are going to talk about. How do you take something which is developed in the laboratory from the bench to the bedside?
So how do we make these things into something relevant? One should appreciate that as a physicist, I could have an idea, I could test it in my laboratories, I could build super complex or super simple and super easy to use devices, but none of these can be used to make any medical decisions on anyone's health unless it goes through a process. This is what we call translational research when it's in the research stage, and bench to bedside translation is another name you hear, and it's associated with many factors. One of these is interdisciplinarity. The physicist has to work with an engineer to make this device ergonomic and usable. The physicist and the engineer have to work with a clinician to ask the right questions, to find the right answers. All of them have to work with regulatory affairs people to get the proper ethical approval, work with laser safety people to make sure our lasers are safe. Put all these things together, test them. First, test that they are safe. Second, do some science, produce some papers, do some studies, and finally show efficacy. Efficacy is when you show that when somebody takes an action based on the information we provide, it actually reduces costs, saves lives, makes better outcomes, etc. in the medical field. None of this is simple. It's also transsectoral. The academic sector has to work with the healthcare sector, who has to work with the legal sector, who has to work with the industrial sector. In doing this, there's also a lot of paperwork, a lot of testing, retesting, fitting into regulations, standards. And when you do something novel, something for the first time, what's interesting is sometimes you need to make your own standards as well. That means everybody else has to agree with you that they are important, they are the correct ones to do, and reach that point. So all our work involves large collaborations between disciplines, between sectors. All these things have to come together. You have to think about them. It takes many years to do this, but it's quite interesting and fascinating with a potential heavy impact.
Our dream is to see these devices become commonplace in hospitals and clinics. We hope that in this video, we have given you a flavor of how we are trying to achieve this dream.